If you ever seen this trick before, prepare to have your mind blown. Kit that I've got to make doing taps, dead simple. I mean, dead simple. And plumber, you need one of those. They're brilliant. Welcome back, YouTube. So this week we've got some good, honest plumbing work to show you another day in the life of a plumber. So the customers phoned us up. They've got a funny noise. That's all they've told us. They've got a funny noise coming from when they use the water. Sometimes when they flush the toilet. Sometimes when they open the tap. They've got water hammer. But when we went round there the first time to have a look, they explained to us they're having a lot of problems with the taps, turning them on and off. So what might look like a small plumber job actually makes a massive difference to the standard of life for this customer. So I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use as well. Now, some of them, they can be quite expensive, but there's a few in there, cost like less than a tenner. They'll make, if you do plumbing work, make it a lot easier when you do these type of jobs, so look out for them. So I want to thank you all for your support again. I really appreciate it. I have been a bit slow getting back to comments. It's just the time of year. It's the summer. I've spent a bit more time with the family. But if you do have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'll always do my best to get back to you and answer you. Give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's take a look at this week's work. So these are the taps in question. You can see I've got that one off at the moment, but they are getting pretty stiff. That one is very stiff. Not a bad sell. 2 isolation valves there, so we can turn them off. If you're feeling brave, we can just turn the water off, but we should be okay. We just got to get under there to undo them. A little bit of a backstory to this now. So the customer phoned us out because they had water hammer. So what that is when you turn the tap on or flush toilet, all through the house. So we narrowed it down to the hot water tap, that one, in the bathroom. So it needed a new tap. We was going to replace the cartridge, but it was stiff. Like, I could not get it out for the love nor money. So a couple of new taps. And then when I went downstairs, the kitchen tap's got a slight drip in it. So I said, do you want me to replace them? I said, yeah, 'cause it is really hard to turn them off. So new basin taps and new kitchen tap really help it. So let's get the water off and cold, and then I'll show you a kit that I've got to make doing taps. Dead simple. I mean, dead simple. So off, let's turn this one. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Come on. Oh, he's feeling brave. He's feeling brave. There we go, that's off. And that one is. To get underneath there, we've got this kit. I've lost the file that goes in there, so it never stays in the right place. But this is a new Tepex kit. And I've got this tool here and this connection here. So let me just put this on. Put my fingers. There we go. That's it all set up. So the groove inside here is designed so what you can do is I'll put it on the pipe, follow it up like that, and it will get onto your nut. So I should be able to do is get underneath there, onto the nut, and then under the nut. Because that's a flexi. Yeah, that should just be finger tight now. So we should be able to go underneath there and just disconnect that. Just like that. There you go, it's disconnected. Now you will get a bit of water out, so make sure you've got an old towel. Let's get the other side off. That one is disconnected. There we go, it's a fresh wall. We're going to change the setup. So we've got a ratchet extension bar and then a different adapter for here. So what we should be able to do is get on that the back nut. So as you can see, it gets on the back nut. And you can just, plenty of room there. We can just undo it. I need 2 hands, but you can see how quick and simple that is to get onto there. Right. Them all undone now. All you gotta do is loosen the back nuts, get them off. I've just drenched myself. That's 2 out. Maybe a little bit of water left in the taps, but you can see now we've got both taps out. Put the new taps in. They're exactly the same as them, so I'll put them in, tighten them in, connect them back up. Make it sound easy that way, but we're just going to clean off on here first. So now taps him in. You can see that one isn't lined up like that one, right? That's because that nut underneath is as tight as my hand will allow it. So I've got the tap offset, and what I'm going to do is hold onto the nut and then bring that centre, and it will tighten it up for me. So when I get the tap X kit in a minute, it's just a, and it's tight, it's done. So I'm just going to hold on underneath, bring that straight, make sure it's lined up, and then get the tap X kit on. I should be able to get underneath and tighten that on. Right, so them are both tightened up there using the racket, but any of you eagle-eyed viewers notice what's wrong. These are 3/4, which means these are 3/4. Of course, basins are 1/4 inch, not 3/4. You use 3/4 on baths, 1/2 inch on basins. I mean, if I take them out and replace them, to be honest, yeah, it ain't a bad thing anyway, but I've got a couple of spare on the van. Let's get them out and get them replaced. You haven't seen one of these 15mm compression, 22mm compression. It's called a compression spanner. If you're an apprentice, or even if you're an apprentice, if you're a plumber, you need one of these. They're brilliant. So, on there with the grips, and the spanner just fits perfectly on. One of my best tools, those. Under a tenner is where you can get them for. Bargain. Absolute bargain. Right, so new flexi. What we're going to do first is connect it to the tap. I can't really see what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I'm just feeling what I'm doing. Just get that tightened up. Just give them a little pinch. When I say little, I do mean little. Just pinch them up a little bit. There we go. It's tightened on. Do then. Don't need that. Bit of paste around the olive, it just helps the joint make. That is Jet Lube V2 Plus. Good stuff. I do like using it. Put you on, tighten you back up. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Alright. All tight. Check this one first. There we go, walk it back on. Take the plug out. Beautiful. Turn that on my pinky. So the customer now, they've got a lot, it's a lot easier just to, you know, you can do that in part of your body. So, and so the customer's got a bit of issues with the van, so that will help out loads. So yeah, flexi, if you haven't seen a flexi before, it's just a flexi, rubber holes. That's about a 10mm hole in there. So it goes down to 10mm. When you do a flexi straight, bent like that, or you can have it looping back on itself like that. Don't ever kink them like that. If you install them in the kink and you leave a kink, you're going to have less pressure, but worse, you can cause a burst. So make sure that your flexis, you know, they're nice and smooth. So let's get the cold done. Go. Paste your olive. Flex it on. Tighten him up. There we go. Water back on. Tap on. Beautiful. Job done. So I do know there's going to be people that aren't plumbers watching this yes, I have got like a £180 kit to help me, but it's not a bad job to replace base taps. You can pick up tools that you can use again and again to get underneath taps. You haven't got to spend £180 on a kit. You can get a kit that's like 40-50 quid. So yeah, if you want to have a go yourself, base taps ain't too hard. That's took me, how long that took me? Mickey Mouse says 25 to 1, and I got here about 12. It's not too bad. Not too bad a job. Lay some base taps. So I'm just going to tidy up here. I'm going to go downstairs and let's get the kitchen tap done. Show you how to do one of them. By the way, that's what the new rad kit's supposed to look like. It's because I've lost the foam at the top. I should get a piece of cardboard and put it out and it'll stop it going all over the place. But yep, there you go. That's the new rad Tapex kit. That's how this will come well useful for the kitchen tap now. Very useful indeed. So this is the dripping kitchen tap. Pretty common setup on most sinks. 1.5 bowl sink. You'll see these most UK kitchens. And these are the ice holes. Turn them off and then I'll get up the back there to get it undone. Actually, them off. Tap. Very good. I'm just gonna undo the nuts on there. It wasn't finger tight. I had to get my spanner on it. See if this one can do. So compression spanner again. Yeah, there we go. Just undo that. Then it should be finger tight. I have got to tell them, don't worry. There we go. Always keep an old towel on the van. Now, how do you go up there? Well, let's have a kit for the win again. So we're gonna need that. Then one of these extension pieces. And it goes from 8mm all the way up to 13mm. So let's take a guess here. I'm gonna guess a 10mm. So it was a 12mm. Extension goes up over the nut. You can undo it. So what we're going to do is just lean in here. Finish undoing the nut. That's the nut off. It's the plate off. Rubber. Now that's off. Pull tap up. There we go. See, I'll tap out. Easy peasy. So we're ready for the new tap. If I show you how the new one goes together, it'll probably make a bit more sense what I was doing underneath. So first thing you want to do, well, you can do this anyway, I suppose. I'll just put my flexes in first. One into each hole. Do not use pair grips to tighten this up. Hand tight will be fine. Or a little nip. Do not over tighten them. You'll split the O-ring. Put the other one in. It comes with a rod. Normally with cut out there. You want to put that in. And you want to tighten that in. Just get it flatted onto there and tighten that in. That's the only one I've got, so. That's tight. Yeah. Right. Rubber O-ring. Should have put that on before I put the flex on, but just feed it over the flexes down. And it goes there. That creates the seal. Now, because it's a stainless steel sink, what we should be able to do is put it all together and then feed it down. So, rubber, horseshoe, nut. What we can do then, if you haven't seen this trick before, prepare to have your mind blown. Feed that through. Feed that through. Angle that. Spin it around. There you go. You haven't got to struggle underneath now, putting the horseshoe and the nut on. You just go underneath, tighten it up. How clever is that? So, also as well, you know, if you tap the leans forward like that, turn your tap around. It won't lean as much. I don't know why, but it just does. So, I'm going to get underneath now, and I'm just going to tighten the nut up, which you aren't going to be able to see. No matter what angle I put this at, you won't be able to see this. Right, tap is all nice and secure now. So, I'm just going to put the left hand one onto the left hand part, because the left should be hot. Right, it should be cold. Very hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'm just putting that nuts back onto the isolation valves. Do not overfight in these. Very doubtful they've used flat face. It'll just be a standard isolation valve, which means it can, if you tighten it too much, split the O-ring. So just gentle. Little nip on that one. Water back on. To open both isolation valves. Don't forget, it'll splutter all over the place, this tap will. Yeah, too bad. There we go. So now it's going to be a lot easier for the customer to turn on and off. Always make sure when you turn the left hand one on, the hot water comes on, which it does. It does take you 2 seconds to get back underneath there and just switch them over if you haven't, but left should be hot, right should be cold. And that is it. We are job done. Happy days. The L-tap, let me show you what it's trying to do, like underneath there, underneath the sink. So you've got your horseshoe plate there, you'll have the rubber one on there. This is the L-tap. You've got a sink here, my thumb's the sink. So that goes against the sink. Then the nuts tightened up against the sink. Just like that, say. The Tapex kit, the extender bar, that's 12mm. So you imagine that's on under the sink, put it on, and you just go and do that. Undo it, and it'll all come off. But it's a very hard thing to film, so that's all I'm trying to do underneath, is that. Thank you very much for watching the video, I really appreciate it. Just a quick one, if you're going to install that 2025 and you want to say hello, I'm going to be on the City Plumbing stand on the Tuesday. That's going to be all day. The Wednesday, I'm going to be walking around. I'll be here, there and everywhere. And then on Thursday, I'll be with AD in the morning. Then I'll be dotting around maybe up until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I know a few people come and said hello last year. It's really nice to meet some of you that watch my YouTube content. Because to me, all I do is talk to a phone. So getting to meet some of you guys is always great. If you want to say hello, you're more than welcome to meet up and we'll have a catch up. But thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one.